So here's the setup. What is spiritually kinky? Well, it's the invitation to remember who you really are and the road to being fully seen, deeply felt, and wildly free. Welcome, welcome, my friends. This is Spiritually Kinky, and I'm Dustin, your guide through the shadows, the sensations, the seductions, and the sacred rewilding of your whole damn being. I'm not here to fix you. I am here to unleash you. And this space, well, it's where sacred meets sexy, where healing meets heat, where liberation lives in your laughter and your longing. So if you've ever felt a little too wild for the spiritual world and a little too deep for the kinky one, baby, you've just come home. So what does it mean to be spiritually kinky? Spiritually Kinky isn't just a brand, a podcast, or some cheeky idea. It's a remembering. It's the knowing that your body is not separate from your spirit, that your pleasure is not separate from your power, that the wounds are the very portals to your awakening. Being spiritually kinky means you're willing to go to the edges of who you've been taught to be, to pull back the layers of shame, perfection, conditioning, and remember the divine animal and the sacred sovereign within. So let me give you a little bit of my story and my awakening. Let me take you back. Because there was a time when I thought I had to choose between being spiritual and being sexual, between being soft and feminine or fierce and free, between being devoted to healing or feeling wildly alive. But let me tell you, life cracked me open again and again. And it was in that center my life changed. Because what I found inside was a voice that moaned and prayed, hands that wanted to touch and heal, and a body that begged not to be controlled, but worshiped. So this journey I've been on, it didn't come from books. It came from breakdowns and rebirths and an unshakable desire to come back to myself. So let's talk about what you can expect from this podcast. So where are we going to get into here, really? So I want you to think about these. So I want you to think spiritual rebellion and sacred kink, pleasure as medicine, power dynamics as portals, energetic sex, erotic archetypes, healing through desire, and of course, stories, rituals, practices, deep dives, and dirty truths. We're going to have some solo episodes, some juicy guest combos, and just some regular unscripted transmissions. And yes, we're going to talk about submission versus surrender, sacred consent, family patterns of suffering, your three most powerful innate superpowers of choice, focus, and flow, how to practically build trust with ourselves and each other, how to create in the creative structure, and how to redesign an identity that is open to creating and receiving your wildest fantasies come true. Because here's the thing, is it's all sacred and it's all welcome here. And as we're going to talk about, it's going to be built on the foundation of trust and moving forward in love and respect. So if you're ready to stop performing for life and start embodying it, if you're ready to feel holy and horny, powerful and playful, then stick around, darling, because Spiritually Kinky is going to turn you on and turn you up in all of the right ways. And before we get into kink isn't just about the bedroom. I want you to really own and claim that your desire is divine, that your pleasure is a prayer, and your kink might just be the key to your liberation. So let's talk about what a lot of people are thinking about, but too afraid to talk about. So, kink, it's not just about the bedroom, it's about power. It's not about toys, it's not about chains, it's not about power. Because when we talk about kink here, we're not talking about performance. We're talking about the soul's deep longing to reclaim choice, presence, and energetic play. So we have to start by redefining kink. Now, most people think that kink is a secret lifestyle behind closed doors. But here's the truth. Kink is a mirror. It's a ritual. It's a reclamation. Kink, when done consciously, is one of the fastest ways to see what unconscious comes up. And it lets you explore your relationship with control, surrender, trust, voice, vulnerability. Because when you let yourself be the one who leads or the one who surrenders, you're not just playing, you're remembering. So, kink is a spiritual mirror. Let's break it down. So, power dynamics in kink mirror is really your relationship with your inner masculine and feminine. And submission teaches trust, allowing and letting go, qualities the spiritual path demands. And dominance teaches clarity, presence, responsibility, and focus. This isn't just play, it's a practice. It's the dojo of the divine. So, have you ever asked, why do I like that? Why do I resist this? Where do I still give my power away outside of the bedroom? Now, those are spiritually kinky questions. So, first, we have to talk about reclaiming choice. When someone consciously chooses to be bound, to surrender, to receive, let me remind you, it is not a weakness, it is power. Because conscious kink is always about choice. You get to choose your turn on, your yes and your no, your edges, your growth. And that choice, it's sacred as fuck. So, this is your invitation to power. So, this week, I invite you to ask yourself, where am I playing small when I really want to take up space? Where am I collapsing when I crave to be held? And where am I holding control so tight that I am missing my turn on? Power doesn't mean domination. Power means presence. And presence, that's the real turn on. So if this stirred something inside of you, you can definitely find us at Spiritually Kinky across all social media channels. We're going to have practices, rituals, and soon to be retreats that are going to light your fire and crack you wide open. So remember to like, comment, and follow. That helps us out so much. And stay tuned because, baby, we're just getting started. Make sure you join us in our first official episode where we talk about kinky connections and living in a world of disconnection with AI. So until next time, my friends, remember that softness is a choice, pleasure is a choice, and it's time to claim yours. Stay spiritually kinky, my friends. That was better.